Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 4:30 on May 13th, 2014. Before we take a look at the chart, just need to remind you that the website and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the side or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a quick look. And the reason I say take a quick look is because really nothing really changes today. We briefly got above this little trend line right here that you see on this 30-minute chart, but that didn't hold. But then we also have not come back down to backtest 1884, 1885. So we could also possibly look at this line. Excuse me, let me move that. This line right here could also be a support line that could end up getting back tested, but that is so close to that 1884, 1885, it doesn't make much difference, frankly. So it's nice to be over that trend line 1884, 85-ish, you know what I'm talking about. It's nice to be over that for the second day in a row. If you look closely, over the past few weeks, we have not been able to hold anything over that. We got above it briefly on the 1st of May and came back down. Then on the 2nd of May, we got over it briefly, came down fairly hard. Couldn't get over it on the 5th rather. Got over it briefly on the 8th. Wouldn't hold. We're over it yesterday and over it today. Also of interest, if we snap a parallel line right here, so excuse me. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put it right here instead. 1901 and change. If we go back, you will see here's our all-time high. We made a new all-time high today, and this is also a new all-time high for the close. So I think that is at least a fairly positive sign, but you can see we still need to get up over, see if we put this right here, you can see this is the old all-time high back in early April. If we extend that out, you see we got over that this morning and then just kind of danced lightly around the top of this line. Now, we did not get over it by a large enough margin to consider this little show of support on this line as being very significant. Now, if we had broken up to 1920 and then come back down to this, then I would have said, well, we busted that by 1%. So now, upon coming back, I would expect some support because we got technically significantly above that level. But instead, we only broke that old high today by about 5 points. And we also closed right at about that level of where the previous all-time high in the S&P 500 is. Now, if we look at the, I mentioned to you the possibility that we could be looking at an inverted head and shoulders pattern here that took place over the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly 6 days. And if that is the case, then with this breakout that took place yesterday, and I'm going with a kind of instead of tilting this line up, I'm going to go with something that's kind of averages this peak and this peak right here. You can see that from this pattern we would expect a move to about 1913. So let's see how that pans out. Right now, really, though, today, nice day, but we still got some the possibility of this line producing resistance, and I don't think we can really count on this as being support. I could actually see this giving way pretty easily, just by the looks of it, because we didn't get enough over this for it to be a convincing enough move, and especially because we closed under 1900, even though we got up to about almost 1902, or let's call it 1902, in the pretty early in the morning. So guys, I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't really see anything new on the chart. Things aren't terribly different than yesterday. We're just kind of keeping our fingers crossed that we can hold that 1884, 1885, and then start to get a little bit more steam underneath us to make that move to the mid-1900s. That would be great. So guys, thanks for watching, and especially thank you for your support. Take care.